Holy Mother of God, this is actually the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life. Unbelievably funny. And Hasan Piker comes out as pro-terrorism. Unfucking real. But anyway, like, you know what, actually, I think terrorism's a good thing, especially when it's happening to the United States. The country I live in. Like, fucking... Hasan, what are you doing? What are you doing? Even if that's your opinion, are you sure you should broadcast it on platforms like Twitch or the Young Turks? You know, the place that you work for on YouTube? I think there might be some questions that are going to be asked after you come out and say, oh, by the way, America deserved 9/11 and the Mujahideen who fucked Dan Crenshaw's eye out were brave soldiers. That's fucking wild, Hasan. That is just wild. But anyway, let's watch the clip just so you can see I'm not making this shit up.
Soft power is the exact same as hard power. Soft power, embassies, diplomacy, exact same thing as military bases. I can't do this. I can't do this. Guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Honestly, there's a part of me that's genuinely in awe about how edgy that is. Like, I love edgy humor. But the thing is, I don't think Hasan's joking. Like, I think he actually thinks that the child raping, female circumcising, suicide bombing terrorist organization that is the Mujahideen are actually the good guys. I think he actually thinks that most people want to live under the same regime as the Taliban or ISIS or Al-Qaeda, because ultimately, Hasan, you're a fucking Muslim, aren't you? You identify as a Muslim. You're not practicing. You don't worship. You don't really believe in God, I'm sure, but you identify as a Muslim. So it's weird that a Muslim man would turn around and go, you know what, America, the country I live in, fuck it. You deserve Muslim terrorism. It's pretty weird. It's pretty outrageous. And that's why I'm laughing. It's like, holy shit, Hasan. Actually, the Mujahideen are the good guys. Why? Because I'm a fellow Muslim. And you're not actually, are you, Hasan? I mean, look, let's be fair. They'd probably chop your fucking head off for being a fucking atheist. You'd get stoned for being an unbeliever, for not knowing the 5 pillars, and for not having gone on the Hajj or anything like this. You're not a fucking Muslim by what their standards would be as a Muslim. For some reason, though, you cling to this identity, even though it really doesn't fit you, does it? But now they're the good guys because you're a fucking communist and you hate the United States. You have gone out of your way to sit there and go, you know what, everything the US has ever done has been illegitimate. Therefore, communism good, USA bad, the Mujahideen are the good guys, 9/11 was deserved. Hasan, you are so fucking going to regret this. Like, this is... It's way too far, man. It's way too far. If I were you, I would take some time to seriously reevaluate what it is you believe, why you are here, what you're doing. Like, what do you actually value? Do you value a caliphate? Do you value the oppression of women? Do you value the oppression of gays and trans and all this? Because they do. All of these people that you're lionizing would kill half of your friends, man. They'd probably kill you. You wouldn't be on their side. They wouldn't think, oh, this is a good guy. They would think, Western scum, who's not a Muslim, he doesn't do anything Islamic, so we're going to cut off his head. Like, they are not on your side. Just because they are opposed to the great Satan that is the United States doesn't make them good guys, Hasan, because America isn't evil. Even if it makes mistakes while holding the reins of empire, that doesn't make it an evil institution, an evil country or organization, an evil presence in the world. It's not, Hasan. Like, it's the best you're going to get, frankly, at the moment. And the alternatives, like the Mujahideen, are not the best, right? I've had friends who have been to Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan, right? And one of the things they do over there, for sport, for hobbies, this is just something they do, is rape little boys. You know that. They rape little boys. They see them as sex objects, which is pretty weird, isn't it? Like, that's not okay, is it, Hasan? But that's something common in Afghanistan. That's something common in Syria. Like, it's just what they do, Hasan. And, of course, they force women to wear the burqa, they force them to get married, they force them into the kitchen. It's pure, raw patriarchy of the most extreme kind. They not only force one woman into the kitchen, they force multiple women for each soldier. You know, and how many rapes do you think the Mujahideen, each one, has carried out? Do you think it's at least one? Because I do. I think it's going to be at least one. But really, it's going to be multiple on a fairly regular basis, especially if they have a wife that they've captured from the Yazidi, I think it is, the women. They're not really Muslims, and so they're just up for grabs, Hasan. They're just up for grabs. You can do what the fuck you like to them if you're one of the Mujahideen. You fucking... Jesus Christ, Hasan, they are not the good guys. Do you understand? But no, America deserved 9/11. Why did it deserve 9/11, Hasan? Because it was busy stamping out Islamic terrorism? Is that why? Why does it deserve 9/11, Hasan? I want to hear your thesis on the issue. In tweets addressing the remark, he said America's foreign policy decisions had led to 9/11. So the Taliban, the Al-Qaeda were totally justified. Totally justified. This would have been a controversial thing to say in 2001, but stop being a fucking idiot. Are you saying that the Islamic terrorists have a just cause, Hasan? Because that's what you have to be saying if it's a legitimate thing for them to have done to the United States. We supplied arms to and trained bin Laden, yes, during the Cold War as a way of fighting against Russia. Communism, which obviously you don't agree with. We destabilized the region long before 9/11. Destabilized the fucking region. Hasan, the region has never been stable. Never. In all of human history. The last time the region was stable was when Sargon of Akkad conquered it. Do you understand? That region has never been fucking stable. Never. Ever. In the history of humanity. It sucks for that region, doesn't it? And now we destabilize it. Fucking you are unbelievably ill-informed here, Hasan. We're now stuck in perpetual war, which Dan Crenshaw was trying to justify in that clip. Well, I'm sorry, Hasan, but there is going to have to be some kind of perpetual war against the forces of the most fundamentalist versions of Islam who wish to kill everyone who gets in their way in the attempt to establish a caliphate. I mean, did you know that ISIS were really brutal? Did you know that they actually weren't like Mormon proselytizers? They actually tried to conquer their caliphate using unfathomable levels of violence and bloodshed and oppression and rape and murder. It's just unreal how bad these people are. And you're sat there getting like 60 grand a year from working at the Young Turks in a fucking air-conditioned studio in LA going, oh, actually, it's America's fault. No, you're a fucking idiot, Hasan. You are a quintessential brainlet, completely unaware of, shock and surprise, his own privilege. Like, the idea that you think that that's the morally correct thing to say and do is wild to me. And the people that you are supporting, if you had to spend a day with them, you would be sucking the knobs of the fucking soldiers who saved you the next day. You'd be like, oh, thank God you guys have arrived. These guys are fucking awful. Absolutely awful. But anyway, it's exactly this kind of attitude that sent thousands of young men and women overseas to die. Idiot. Idiot. You don't understand how bad it is when we don't get involved. To leave these people to their own devices creates countries like Saudi Arabia. Do you know how Saudi Arabia was founded, Hasan? It was in exactly the same way that ISIS tried to found their caliphate. And they were so dogmatic that they didn't want to use televisions, they didn't want to use planes or cars or guns. And eventually, the king of Saudi in like the 30s or 20s had to actually kill his own army with British weapons in order to get them to modernize. He actually had to kill his own army. And like I said, the Saudis, I can't remember the term for the warriors. I can't remember it. It's not on the top of my head right now. But these people literally conquered Saudi Arabia in the same way that ISIS did. They took cities, they raped and pillaged and killed, and they were unfucking believably brutal. and you're arguing in favor of them. That's where you are. That's your side in this argument. But you sit there and go, well, we destabilize the region. Jesus Christ, you are an infant when it comes to your understanding of what's gone on here. Your reading is paper thin of this and can be punched holes into by literally anyone who knows anything, just a cursory first thing about anything about the region. You don't know shit, Hasan, and I tell you what, you're going to have to fucking walk this back rather than double down on it, or otherwise this is never going to go away for you. This is one of those things that you are really going to regret having said, and you've said this because you have decided to take a one-sided reading of history. You have not looked into the damage that the other side has done, and you've assumed that because America is more powerful, then they must be more evil because you are a retarded communist and you need to really start reevaluating your own worldview, you fucking dumb Marxist.